guys, this is Kayla.
And this is Becky, and we're with a couple of bees read.
Yes, and we also enjoy our weekly wine. What is our weekly wine, Becky?
Well, this is Dove Hunt Dog, and it is their Chardonnay, and we have had this a few times. But I think it's a good Chardonnay, you know. It's the one that, some Chardonnays have that buttery aftertaste and people don't like it. Mm-hmm. Our people do. You're like on one or the other. You either do or you don't. And so if you're one of those that do not like the buttery aftertaste, you would like this Chardonnay because it does not have that. We have notes of apple and pear. It's very fresh. If you like a good Chablis, this has the hint of that flavor. So, you would probably like it. Of course, it'd go great with any kind of shellfish. I mean, I love shrimp. Now, I had some great blackened shrimp the other night, and this would have been perfect. Grilled fish, anything. A good cheese board, that would be so good with it.
And it's a great light wine,
very
light and refreshing.
Yes.
This is not something that's really gonna, I feel like with red wine, by the time I'm done drinking a glass, I'm like, nap time.
Nap time,
cozy down.
Yes.
And with this Chardonnay, it's more like, I feel chill, but I can definitely keep going.
That's right. Don't need a nap after it.
And that's
but it's good.
Yes, it's very, very good. And that's kind of why I picked it for the book we're doing today, because like with Chardonnay, it's one of those fun wines, but I feel like red wine is more of like we're really big spenders, like we're really gonna eat all. When I drink a red wine, it's with lasagna or some of those high calorie, high carb
heavier meals. Yeah, and this goes with kind of a lighter meal.
Yes, and in this case, with a no meal.
No meal.
So this book, This House Will Feed, by Maria Tureaud, is about the Irish potato famine. So there's not a lot of lush eating and red wine consumed in this. It is a Gothic novel, and it dips into Irish mythology to really get its spookiness up. But at the forefront of this is the Irish potato famine, and I had, glossed over it in high school. I went to college, so I knew about it. And I knew, at one point it was a family history story from my family told that's why we're all here. Our last name's Burke. Turned out there's more to that story, but...
That's for another day.
That's for another day. So... the Irish potato famine, the context of it, I had always been told, like, this is why America has so many Irish immigrants. And whereas that is partially true, there's a lot that's left out that we don't study. For example, most historians now who've studied that time period now agree that it was basically a genocide, because the whole world was in this state of famine. Like, there was a food shortage across the world, but governments were doing something. But because the Irish had been taken over by the British Crown, the British didn't see fit to really help them. And you had people in the House of Lords and House of Commons making speeches like, oh, Irish are no better than dogs, and things like that. So there was a lot of this racism against Irish people that was feeding this idea that the Irish weren't good enough to save, and it would be better to let them die off.
Wow.
And I think it was 3/4 of the population of Irish people died during this famine, and they weren't being sent a lot of help. So Queen Victoria, I think, at one point sent 2,000 pounds for the relief effort, which wasn't nearly enough. And she actually blocked, the Ottoman Empire wanted to send 10,000, and she blocked it.
Wow.
So all of this was going on in Great Britain at the time, the British Empire. And it eventually led to kind of the deal Ireland and the UK has now in the UK, where they are considered their own country. to a certain extent, and it stemmed from all of this and led to great political unrest and everything else. But with this story, you have the main character of Maggie O'Shaughnessy, whose family is doing pretty well. They're Irish people. And before the potato famine, her father basically runs the estate of an aristocratic British lord. And the aristocratic British lord's son falls in love with Maggie and gets her pregnant.
Uh-oh.
And there's this promise of, I'm going to marry you. And he seems very sincere. His name is Teddy, and that does not happen. Basically, they ship, like, when he goes to his father and says, I want to marry her, his dad's like, oh yeah, that's great. Let's send her to Dublin so we can make sure she's being well fed. We had a bad potato crop this year. She goes, has the baby's immediately taken out of the room, and she's later told the baby is dead. Comes back to their town, and the Lord basically kicks her and her entire family out because he wants his son to become a politician, and doesn't want him married to an Irish woman because it will hurt his chances in politics.
Gotcha.
So that's part of the backstory that's revealed as you go, and there's a lot more to it. There's so much depth and mystery there. Where the story actually starts, because it's this back and forth timeline, the story actually starts with Maggie in a workhouse after all of this has happened, and her entire family, and she had 7 siblings and a mom and dad. Her entire family has been killed in the famine.
Oh, Lord.
And she's only surviving because she's getting her bread and broth bowl every day. A high-class lord, Lady Catherine, Countess, shows up, Lady Catherine, and says, hey, Maggie, you look like my daughter, Wilhelmina. If you agree to come live in my estate and pretend to be my daughter, Wilhelmina, for when her Wilhelmina died, her husband's coming out to check things out because they'll quit sending us money and I'll stop being able to take care of my people if he finds out Wilhelmina's dead. So I need you to come pretend to be Wilhelmina. And I'll give you a little place of land after everything is said and done if you do this for me. And this woman's offering to pay her way out of the workhouse. She's like, you know what? Sure, let's do it.
Let's do this.
So she goes out, and of course, in true Gothic fashion, it's in this county she's never heard of. It's in a creepy house where creepy stuff immediately starts happening, and it becomes evident there is something in the attic.
Ooh.
And Lady Catherine has not shown all of her cards. It is so atmospheric and creepy, and it takes such a brilliantly long time to be like, what is going on in this house?
Right.
And part of it is because part of the answers stem from Irish mythology, which is also steeped in some of the background, some of the flashbacks and some of the stories told by different characters. And it's so beautifully written and such a slow burn horror to the actual truth of what's going on.
Oh, wow.
One of my favorite books I've read this year. I know we're only in February, but this was so good. And I actually recommend, this is my Aardvark copy, and I love it. I love Aardvark. They pick really good books, but I recommend the audiobook because I got it from the library, and it really helped me with some of the Irish pronunciations. It's the reader is an actual Irish woman.
Oh, how neat.
So you get to hear all these accents and hear how they would say the name of the counties and explain things. And it is, it will give you a few nightmares. This is a comp title for the book I just finished, because both steeped in lore, but very different kinds of lore. So whether you're a historical fiction buff, or you want to learn more about Ireland, or you just want a good spooky story, I would recommend this, even if you're the type who's like, I don't really do spooky things. I feel like this is one you could stomach. Like, I feel like this is one you would like.
Yeah.
Trigger warning, because I did mention, obviously it's dealing with famine where a lot of people die. I mentioned her whole family died. That's not a plot twist. You find that out at the beginning of the book.
Right.
But you do get flashbacks to that happening. So that's children and family, and trigger warning for that.
Yeah.
It's very realistic and very true to what happened. Yes, I know. Mm-hmm. Although this is not how I imagined the house in my brain.
Right.
But it is, like, I love the cover, and there's so much depth to this book. I strongly suggest picking it up. Get yourself a glass of wine and let us know, what are you reading and what are you drinking. Bye, guys.
Bye.